rational root theorem or rational zeros theorem. So let us first define what's zeros or roots. So zeros or roots of a polynomial are values for which when substituted to the polynomial gives us a zero. So in symbol, if a is a root of x, then p of a is equals to 0. So we have here an example. P of x is equals to x cubed plus 6x squared plus 3x minus 10. This is already the expanded form. Now the factored form is P of x is equals to x minus 1 times x minus 2 times x plus 5. So the value of our c now, our c is equal to positive 1, positive 2, and negative 5. Okay? So if we will substitute c equals to 1 to our polynomial expression, then that would give us a 0. So 1 minus 1 times 1 minus 2 times 1 plus 5. So 1 minus 1 is 0. Any number multiplied to 0 is equals to 0. If we will substitute c equals to 2, then that is 2 minus 1 times 2 minus 2 times 2 plus 5. Now again, 2 minus 2 is 0. Any number multiplied to 0 is equal to 0. And then if we will substitute negative 5, we will have negative 5 minus 1 times negative 5 minus 2, then negative 5 plus 5. This again, this is 0, and that is equal to 0. Now, from the definition, when substituted to the polynomial and gives 0, then these are what we call roots or zeros. Positive 1, positive 2, and negative 5. Now, if p of x is equals to a sub n times x raised to n plus a sub n minus 1 times x raised to n minus 1 and so on plus a sub 1 times x plus a sub 0 has any rational zeros, then they must be of the form positive negative p over q, wherein p are the factors of a sub 0 and q are the factors of a sub n. Now, let us have this example again. P of x is equals to x cubed plus 6x squared plus 3x minus 10. Now, how will you identify the factors or the value of p or your q? Now, take note, the factors of a sub 0 is your constant. So, in the given polynomial expression, negative 10 here is our p. And then, the coefficient of our first term is our q. That is our a sub n. When we say factors, that is, or these are the numbers that when we multiply the two numbers, it will give us that number. Example, the p, again, our p is negative 10. So, what are the factors of 10? So, ano-ano yung mga numbers na kapag i-multiply natin, ang sagot ay 10. So, we have 1 times 10. So, that's positive negative 1 and positive negative 10. Then, we also have 2 times 5. That is equal to 10. So, that's positive negative 2 and then positive and negative 5. Okay? Next is the factors of q. Now, our q is the coefficient of our first term. So, the value of our q is 1. So, what are the factors of 1? So, we have positive and negative 1. Then, we will now use these factors to form our rational roots. So, we have positive negative p over q. So, we will just we will be distributing this, no? 1 by 1. So for the first, we have 1 and 1. So 1 over 1. And the next, we have 10 over 1. And the next is we have positive negative 2 over 1. And then we also have positive and negative 5 over 1. So if we will divide all these numbers by 1, then our rational roots now are positive negative p over q is equals to positive negative 1, 10, 2, and 5. Okay, now positive negative p over q, these terms, these are just the possible rational roots. This is not yet the zeros or the roots of our polynomial expression from earlier. So how will we identify the roots or the zeros for the polynomial expression? So again, to identify the roots or the zeros of our polynomial expression, we will use these values here. No, we will test these values here using synthetic division. And if any of these values will give us a zero remainder, then that value or that term now is our root. So let us start with positive 1. So again, synthetic division lang. So coefficients, we have 1, 6, 3, and negative 10. So if our divisor is 1, then bring down 1 times 1, that is 1, 6 plus 1, 7, 7 times 1, 7, 7 plus 3 is 10, 10 times 1 is 10, and it will give us a 0. So therefore, if you will change this into x minus c form, then this is now x minus 1. Okay, next, we will now test negative 1. We are done with positive 1, so let us test negative 1. So the same coefficient, 1, 6, 3, negative 10. So bring down 1, negative 1, that is 5. Negative 5, negative 2, and positive 2. So negative 10 plus 2, then that is negative 8. So not a root. This is not a root since yung remainder natin ay hindi 0. Next, let us test positive 2. So we have 1, 6, 3, negative 10. Bring down 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 6 times 2 is, 6 plus 2 rather is 8. 8 times 2, 16. Plus 3, that is 19. Times 2, that is 38. 38 minus 10 is 28. So, positive 2 again is not a root. Next, we have negative 2. So 1, 6, 3, negative 10. Bring down 1. Then negative 2, 6 minus 2, or 6 plus negative 2 is 4. Times negative 2 is negative 8. Plus 3, that is negative 5. Times negative 2, then that is positive 10. It will give us also a 0. Now, again, we will change that from in the form x minus c. So, x minus, since our value of our c is negative 2, so that's negative 2. So, if we will multiply negative times negative, it will give us positive 2. So, again, meron na tayong second root. Okay. Next, we will test 5. Positive 5. So, we have 1, 6, 3, negative 10. Bring down 1. 1 times 5. 6 plus 5, that's 11. 11 times 5, 55. Plus 3, 58 times 5. Ano na? 58 times 5, that's 40. 25 plus 4, 290. 290. Minus 10, then that is 280. It means to say this is not a root. Next, we have negative 5. So we have 1, 6, 3, negative 10. Bring down 1, negative 5. 6 plus negative 5 is 1. Negative 5, negative 2. Times negative 5, that's positive 10. Then 0. So therefore, x minus c is equals to x minus negative 5. Then we have x equals to positive 5. And then last, we have positive 10. So 1, 6, 3, negative 10. Bring down 1, this is 10. 16 times 10, that's 160. 163 times 10, that is 1,630. Minus 10, so 1,620. Not a root. And lastly, we have negative 10. So 1, 6, 3, negative 10. Bring down 1, negative 10. Negative 4, positive 40. 43, and then negative 430, so that's negative 440. So not a root. So the roots or the zeros of our polynomial expression are x minus 1, x plus 2, and x plus 5. Or the value of our c is equals to positive 1, c equals to negative 2, and c is equals to negative 5. So these are our roots or zeros.